What's good? I keep hearing people, trying to insinuate that Errol Spence needs a promoter. I'm about to speak on it. It's your boy CJ Goodfella back with the Boxing Clinic. We back on that boxing grind. You know what it is. And a lot of people think Errol Spence need a promoter. A lot of those Oscar De La Hoya supporters, for some strange reason, a lot of people still support him in the sport of boxing after calling, Al Heyman around his offices Black Hitler and using the N-word loosely around the Golden Boy offices. He still mess with him after the coke, after the fishnets, and why Errol Spence? He said he wants opportunity. Why didn't he sign with Oscar De La Hoya and get a Miguel Cotto fight? That would have been a big fight. For one, why should Errol Spence sign with Oscar De La Hoya? One, why would he move up 7 pounds to face Miguel Cotto and then want to squeeze back down to 147? That's not easy going up, going up in weight and then coming back down in weight. Fluctuating in weight, that's not healthy and it's not good for the sport of boxing, especially for a big welterweight like Kell Brook. And I'm pretty sure Miguel Cotto wasn't willing to concede to come down to 147 because he can't make it. And two, why would he complicate things when all the other fighters that are anybody in his division that he wants to fight pretty much is Keith Thurman, Sean Porter, potentially Danny Garcia, go down the list. Why would he want to complicate the situation when Al Heyman has those fighters under the same PBC banner? So why would you run and go sign with Oscar De La Hoya and complicate things in the welterweight division when you truly wants to be number one? Now, if he wanted to duck those guys, he can do the Donna Stevenson run over to Oscar De La Hoya. But who does Oscar De La Hoya have? He still, at the end of the day, he still got to go to the table with Bob Arum, who left HBO, just to make Crawford and Errol Spence. Or he got to cross back to Al Heyman and still work with Al Heyman once again on Keith Thurman and whoever, Sean Porter and all those other guys. Dumb decision. I understand that people say, well, he only fought once this year, I believe. And he only fought the last, he ain't been too active. And I can agree with that. He hasn't been too active. But the big money fights are there for him. He's fighting in January versus Lamont Peterson, making $3.5 million. However they got it, they paying it to him. They did the same thing with Keith Thurman for Leonard Bundini Bundle. He made $2.5, and that wasn't a $2.5 million fight. But what can a promoter do for Errol Spence? Honestly, what? In the welterweight division, what? Now, if he was a middleweight, I'm like, yeah, they get him a deal with HBO. He gonna be able to get a 6-fight deal like Danny Jacobs we reported today. Wasn't a 3, it was a 6-fight deal. He go to HBO and get whatever fights he want. But it's not that party. All the top welterweights are either on Terrence Crawford, which he ain't fought yet. Jeff Horn is affiliated with Bob Arum and ESPN for the most part. And everybody else is under the same banner he's under, So why go sign with Eddie Hearn, go to HBO for what? All the welterweights that you want to fight are on Showtime, PBC banner. Why would you go complicate that, honestly? Why would you go sign with Rock Nation? Why would you go sign with Bob Arum, who has no welterweights but Terrence Crawford? You going to sign your life away for a Terrence Crawford fight? Honestly, that's not even the biggest fight in the welterweight division right now. Biggest fight is Keith Thurman and Errol Spence. So why would you go complicate the equation by throwing one of these promoters in here? Now, he was just on the shelf, just to be on the shelf, and stuff wasn't working this way, and he didn't have a plan, and Al didn't have any fighters, and he was on no man's island, then I would understand. But there's definitely a plan in place for Errol Spence. All the people lined up for him to fight right under his own same PBC banner, under the same Showtime Network banner. It's all lined up for him to fight. It's a process. Keith Thurman got to get healthy. Terrence Crawford got to get a belt for them to even start talking. I mean, he might have to work with Top Rank anyway. If Constantine Puelmav beats Carlos Ucampo soon, then Errol Spence is mandatory. He's with Top Rank Bob Arum. So maybe they could work out a 2-fight deal with him and Terrence Crawford fighting because Puelmav is under the same banner. So many things can happen. I mean, it's not the old days anymore. Why would Errol Spence want to, get, some money? All right, we'll give $1 million to fight. And then you got to kick back the promoter anyway. Whatever they willing to drop on you as a promoter, please believe they getting that back 10, 20-fold. They going to make their money off of you. They tell you when, where to fight. With Al Heyman, you don't have that. You don't have, you got to fight on this card, or we need you to do this. Oh, we got this plan made out for you. When Al Heyman manages and advises you, he picks a promoter to run that show, to license that venue, to just promote the show. He provides the fighters, and if that promoter got a fighter that he want to throw in the card, Al Heyman don't give a care. He'll throw his fighter on the card versus that fighter, or find that fighter to fight him. He feeds everybody. He works with Ringstar. He works with Lou DiBella. He works with Von Michaels in Canada. I mean, you name it. He works with them. And he's eating. Now, Errol Spence was out here starving. We could see his ribs. He was coming in at 140 for 147 fight. He was crying about money. He was homeless. I understand, but people don't understand how strong and how caring of a man Al Heyman is. From, I think it was Patti LaBelle or Aretha Franklin spoke highly of him, told Vernon Forrest that you are very blessed. I think that was her that Sam Watson was telling, to have Al Heyman in your life. He going to make sure you're okay. Danny Jacobs was sick. Al Heyman made sure he was okay. Antonio Tarver was broke, had casino debts. Al Heyman took care of that, gave him a job on Spike and commentating on PBC. He takes care of his people way long after. And it's a family, it's a bond. And it's something that people from the outside couldn't understand. Why these people remaining so loyal to Al Heyman? Because he got you for a lifetime. It's like a frat. It's a lifetime, a fraternity of brotherhood. And a lot of people won't understand it, but small talk, we out.